welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing the milspouse / military spouse tag. It's just a series of 18 questions and I'll be answering them for you, so I hope that you enjoy. Let's get started. But number one is, how did you and your spouse meet? So me and Braden met in the 9th grade in math class. At first I did not like him. A lot of guys probably know that. He would always try and ask me for help or bug me, and he'd take my phone and just be that kind of flirting, and I was not having it at first, and now look where we are. Number two is, where are you and your spouse originally from? We're both from Michigan. I lived in Michigan my whole life until I moved here, and Braden lived in Michigan when he was young, and then he moved around as a military brat as well, and then he moved back to where I was from in 9th grade. So that's how we met, was in 9th grade, which it's crazy that how everything worked out, you know? Number three is, how did you feel about him joining the military? So I was actually so proud of him. Of course I was nervous, of course I was scared and sad when he left, but I was so proud of him, and I still am so proud of him because that's a really big commitment, and I was super excited for the journey that it would take us on, and I knew that was something that he wanted to do for a long time. It wasn't one day he just flipped a switch and was like, I'm joining the military. I knew that he wanted to join the military since honestly since 10th grade or something, maybe even freshman year, I don't really remember. So I always knew that he would go into the military, I just wasn't sure what branch, basically. Number four, where did he go to basic training? He's in the Navy, so that means he went to Great Lakes, which is in Illinois. Number five, has he ever been deployed? Yes, a month and a half after we got to Japan, he left for 5 months on deployment, and yeah, but that's the only one we've been through so far. Number six, how long have you been a military wife? About a little over a year I've been a military wife, because Braden joined in April of 2018. We got married in July of 2018, and it is September of 2019. Number seven, did you marry him before or after he joined the military? Like I just said, I joined him. I married him after he joined the military. He proposed literally straight out of boot camp, and we got married in July of that same year. Number eight, how did he propose? So he proposed right after boot camp. I think it was 2 days after boot camp graduation, and it was on Navy Pier in Chicago, and my family was there and his family was there, so it was super special. And I can actually put in a little video right here because his dad took a video for us, so I'll put that in right here and let you guys see it.
You're my best friend, and I love you until the day I die. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, and you treat me better than anyone's ever treated me before. I was wondering, will you marry me? Yeah?
Yeah. Oh my God. Number nine, how old were you when you two got married? We were both 19 years old. Number 10, did he wear his uniform on your wedding day? So I think I mentioned this already. No, I didn't. So we got married, courthouse married first, and then we had a ceremonial wedding for our friends and family back home a couple months later. So in July of 2018, we got married in the courthouse in San Diego. So he did not wear his uniform for that. I'll put a picture of what we wore right here. We both dressed up still. We had a fun day of it. And then September of 2018, we had a wedding. You can see this picture right here. He wore his dress whites, and I'll put one more picture right here so you can see. That was in September. And the reason we did that is because we knew we were going to be moving to Japan, and once Braden found that out, he was like, or once he found out that that was a really big possibility, he didn't have orders just yet, but he was like, this is a huge possibility. We need to get married so you're on my orders so you can come where I go. And we can't wait till September or my orders will already be out. So that's a big reason why we did that. And I'm happy we did it that way because it really saved us time in this process of moving out here. Like, I got really lucky with getting to fly out here with him and not have to fly out here afterwards, or vice versa. Like, it worked out very well. 11, do you live on base? Yes, I do. Again, we are stationed in Japan, so I felt safer. Japan is a very safe country, but I just felt safer living on base because this was my first time moving out, and knowing that Braden's gonna be leaving, so I have to live on my own. And I do have a video of our apartment tour, so I'll link that down below, link it right up here if you wanna go watch that. I love our apartment on base. I think it's really nice, and yeah, so we do live on base. Number 12, how long were you married for when you had to go through the first separation? So technically, we were married for like 2 days before we were going back to being long distance because he was in San Diego and I still lived in Michigan. So that was our July to September. And then September, he got to come home again for like a week for our wedding, which we got really lucky because he almost wasn't able to come. And then September to December, we were long distance again. December, he came home and used all of his leave because we knew we were coming to Japan. And then in December to March, we were long distance. March, we moved out here together. And then we were here for a month and a half and he left for 5 months. And since he's been back from that 5 months, he has not left yet again. But our command is forward deployed, so it's very likely that he will get deployed again or go underway often. So it's not something that shocks us really when it happens, but it's hard. So just keep us in your prayers. So thank you. Number 13, what is your favorite base so far? So this is the only base that I have lived on. But I visited 2 bases in San Diego that Braden was at for A school and C school. But sorry, my face is itchy. But I absolutely love San Diego. I am hoping that we get California next because I love San Diego. I love California and I love the bases there. They're so nice. So that I'd have to say that's my favorite base, even though this is the only one I've lived on. Number 14, do you think that your husband looks good in his uniform? What kind of question is this? Of course I think he looks good in his uniform. I think everybody looks good in their uniform. It's really, it like gives a lot of pride to wear that, you know? I love the uniform. I've put on the uniform before, his uniform. He's 6 feet, I'm 5 feet, so that was funny. If I can find the picture, I'll insert it here, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to. Number 15, do you have a lot of military wife friends? I live overseas and I think the community over here is so accepting and so nice. I have 2 best friends that I see all the time, at least once a week. So shout out Hannah and Trina. I love them to death. They're the nicest people I think I've ever met and I'm so thankful to have met them. And then I also have other friends, military wife friends that live here that I don't see all the time, but I would still consider them my friends. So yeah, I definitely have military wife friends. I don't know if you'd say like a lot, but I have friends. Number 16, what is the hardest part of military life? And I guess this question varies because if we lived in the States, it would my answer would probably be different. But for being overseas, like being away from our family and friends is really hard. But also, like I said earlier, our command is forward deployed, so we never know when they're gonna leave, and we never know like even what time they're gonna get off work. I have no idea what time he's gonna get off work. Duty days suck, which I don't think I've mentioned duty days, but it's different for every command, it's different for every ship, everything. But my husband's ship has 4 duty sections, so every 4 days he goes in and has to sleep on the ship. And if it lands on a weekend, he has to stay the whole weekend, which it sucks, but it's better than them being gone on underway or on deployment. So, but yeah, just the constantly like not knowing factor, I think, is the hardest part. Number 17, do you own military wife stuff? So I don't own anything that says military wife or Navy wife, but I have like sweatshirts and shirts that say US Navy, you know, and also my keychain says US Navy, but nothing says like military wife actually. So no, but I own like military stuff. And the last question, do you support your spouse as a member of the military? And that question is obvious. Of course I do. I support him in anything that he does. And like I said, he's wanted to do this for a lot of his life. And so of course I was never gonna step away from that, but I didn't expect to like it as much as I do. Like I don't like I said, the bad parts, but I like being able to travel and move around because I just love that. And if you know me, you know that I love that. So there's obviously the pros and cons, but of course I support him and I would support him in anything that he does. But that was the last question. So I hope that you guys enjoyed, maybe learned a little something about us or about me. But thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.